In the top stories, backyard gardeners benefiting from seedling distribution program. Haiti faces more instability as Jovenel Moise's term officially ends, and Musk's SpaceX working to restore Tonga's internet. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Tuesday, the 8th of February, 2022. I'm Jason Davis. Nationally, backyard gardeners have been taking advantage of a new initiative by the Department of Agriculture to distribute free seedlings as a means of encouraging local food production. On Monday, gardeners showed up at the department at La Grite to receive their seedlings. According to the head of the communications unit at the Department of Agriculture, Shaira Flanders, seedlings distributed so far include cabbage, cauliflower, beets, broccoli, lettuce, string beans, and sweet corn. Ms. Flanders earlier told ZIZ News that the goal of this initiative is to encourage persons to eat local and eat healthily, noting that this is especially significant during the pandemic. The distribution of free seedlings project began with a registration and information collecting period on January 24 and is set to run for 3 months. On Saturday, the Clarence Fitzroy Brant College, or CFBC, held the virtual launch of the CFBC Alumni Association. During his remarks, Minister of Education, the Honorable John L. Powell, encouraged more young adults to attend the CFBC, noting the important role the institution plays in nurturing future leaders of the Federation.
I had that full experience, and so it really encourages me to want to give back and to really celebrate the excellence that this college has been known for, to encourage existing students or current students to strive for that same excellence, and to encourage future students to come here. There are many different options nowadays, and some persons choose to leave Ireland and go to study abroad. But there's something special about coming to the CFBC. There's something special about coming here and interacting with students from different high schools from across the Federation.
He also urged fellow alumni to contribute to the institution, financially or via personal time, and stressed that former students should consider their support to the CFBC a duty to ensure continued excellence at the educational institution.
But I believe we have a duty as former students to also contribute our time, our expertise, our experiences, to ensure that the excellence that is achieved here at the CFBC continues to be achieved, and to ensure that future students benefit from the treasure trove of knowledge that exists here, and continue to, whether it be Minister of Education in the future, be a future Prime Minister, be a future Governor of the Central Bank, whatever it may be a future teacher right here at the CFBC. But we have a duty to ensure that we continue that excellence, and we encourage others to continue that excellence.
The CFBC is the premier higher learning institution in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. It fosters the development of responsible, self-sufficient citizens by delivering a range of academic, professional, and vocational courses and programs that reflect high values and standards, and which prepare students to make lifelong contributions to their communities. In other news, a formal relationship between the St. Kitts National Youth Parliament Association, or SCNIPA, and the National Youth Parliament Association of Antigua and Barbuda, or NYPAAB, has been established following the signing of a joint agreement at a virtual ceremony on Saturday. The joint agreement was first signed by the president of SCNIPA, Mauriel Knight, followed by the president of the NYPAAB, Kamali Mannix. Both presidents attributed the successful drafting of the joint agreement to the executive and general body of their respective associations. Mr. Knight said, quote, "Both SCNIPA and the NYPAAB have shown time and time again to be enabling agents for youth discussions and stirring public discourse on pertinent issues. The entire SCNIPA family, past and present, looks expectantly for the fruits of this initial investment." In his remarks, Mr. Mannix said, quote, "This agreement marks a momentous moment not only for the young people of Antigua and Barbuda and St. Kitts and Nevis, but of the broader Caribbean, as youth entities committed to the cause of advocating on behalf of the developing, promoting of young people, and have dedicated ourselves in further fine ways to integrate and, of course, to push for the development of young people," end quote. SCNIPA and the NYPAAB formally agreed to host at least one joint youth parliament session a year, hosting biannual social and networking events, execute joint training events in a variety of areas, and carry out joint general projects that advance the causes of the respective associations. We now move to news on the regional scene. Haitians are bracing for more violence and instability as assassinated President Jovenel Moïse's term in office has officially come to an end, but appears no closer to a political transition. Opponents have demanded that Prime Minister Ariel Henry, who took office less than 2 weeks after Moïse was killed, step down, arguing that his administration is unconstitutional. Large numbers of police patrolled the streets, and schools and businesses were shut on Monday as the nation marked a grim anniversary. Al Jazeera's Manuel Rapallo reports.
Security forces are on high alert in Port-au-Prince. Criticisms are growing over Prime Minister Ariel Henry, who has led Haiti since the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse last year, for overstaying his mandate as interim leader.
Ariel Henry has no legitimacy to organize elections and no legitimacy to govern. The Haitian people cannot cope anymore with this current situation.
Though Henry counts on broad political support from the international community, he's sparked controversy for saying he has no plans to step down until the country holds new elections.
We must achieve good, non-partisan elections without fraud and without handing out money or violence.
Opposition groups are vying for a shot at filling the power vacuum left after the Moïse assassination. One group, known as the Montana Accord, have elected their own interim president and say the current ruling government should be rendered unconstitutional.
I think that the Montana Agreement is the best that Haitian people can have in their hands today. Because after President Moïse's death, we did not have any way to have a constitutional way to succeed Mr. Moïse there.
Adding to the crisis created by Moïse's death last July, Haitians are still reeling from a devastating 7.2 magnitude earthquake in August. And most recently, heavy rains that have left thousands of homes underwater. While an investigation into who ordered the killing of Haiti's late president remains unresolved, crimes like kidnapping and extortion linked to worsening gang violence in the country's capital have only grown.
We are in an exceptional situation of institutionalized violence. Criminality has emerged in the country with kidnapping cases. That also means there are setbacks in regards to human rights in 2021. That is what we have verified, and one of the examples that we can put forward is the case of the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse.
Analysts warn the insecurity and crippling economic conditions that have plagued the Caribbean nation for years are likely to only worsen as this latest chapter in Haiti's political crisis drags on. Manuel Rapallo.
Trinidad and Tobago's opposition UNC Women's Arm is being condemned by the Public Utilities Minister for statements made about lights. The statements were made during a candlelight vigil for the body of a lady that was found. Here's more.
Government is not looking after the people, the safety of the people of the Heights of Aripo. That is totally false.
Member of Parliament for Arima Penelope Beckles refuted the claims made by members of the UNC Women's Arm.
I am very, very clear in my mind that I continue to seek the interests of the people of Aripo. Aripo is a special, the Heights of Aripo is a very special village, very dear to my heart. And I mean, I gave them that assurance yesterday, and I will do it again, that they have the 100% support of their Member of Parliament.
In July, Minister of Public Utilities Marvin Gonzalez and the Arima MP oversaw the installation of LED lights and light poles in the area. This was done after a request was made by the MP.
The residents benefited and the community of Aripo benefited from 14 new light poles as well as 32 new LED lights.
He said the lights were installed after consultation with the Aripo Village Council to determine the areas where they are needed most.
The country is aware of that area where, bodies have been reported to be dumped, and lights were also placed in that particular area. Minister
Gonzalez said street lighting projects in the area will be continued.
There is a plan to continue with the street lighting program, and as soon as resources are available, we will continue to work with the village council and the Member of Parliament office to identify other areas where we can increase and extend our street lighting program.
He said resources of the Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission are spread equitably across the country. Mahalia Joseph Wharton, TTT News.
Internationally, Elon Musk's satellite internet venture is helping to restore connectivity to the Pacific island nation of Tonga, according to an official in Fiji. Reuters reports.
Tonga is still grappling with the aftermath of a devastating volcanic eruption and tsunami. The damage severed much of the island's communications. Now Elon Musk may be trying to help. The billionaire's Starlink satellite internet venture is reportedly trying to restore connectivity. That's according to an official in Fiji, where the work is taking place. He says a team from Musk's SpaceX unit, which operates Starlink, is trying to restore an internet connection. They will reportedly operate a ground station in Fiji for 6 months. There was no immediate comment from SpaceX or Musk. However, last month he tweeted that Starlink could be well placed to help. It was created to provide data connections to out-of-the-way places. Shipping data from Refinitiv show that a cable repair ship has been off the coast of Tonga's main island for a week now, trying to fix a damaged subsea link.
A breakthrough new spinal cord implant is helping paraplegics walk again. In 2017, Michel Rocati was in a motorcycle accident that left his lower body completely paralyzed. In 2020, he walked again. France 24 reports.
It may look like a shaky first step, but for Michel Rocati, it is absolutely life-changing, not to mention a worldwide first. 5 years ago, he was in a motorcycle accident. It completely severed his spinal cord, leaving him paralyzed. But now he's walking again, thanks to a nerve stimulation device that sends pulses to the brain and muscles. Researchers at the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology joined forces with a Dutch tech company to create a 6-centimeter spinal implant. Just hours after insertion, Michel and the 2 other paraplegics in the study could stand. But the device, which is controlled by a touchscreen tablet, does take time to get used to.
The more they train, the more they start building muscles, and the more fluid it becomes, and they understand what they have to do, and they learn to work with this technology.
The device does not repair spinal cord injuries. It stimulates damaged nerves that otherwise weren't able to send strong enough messages to the brain. And it's allowed the 3 participants to walk, swim, bike, and climb stairs. And if the findings prove correct in peer review, it could be a breakthrough for paraplegics.
In about a year, we will start a pivotal clinical trial, primarily in the US, in order to test this technology in a large number of individuals, probably up to 70 to 100 individuals.
For Michel Rocati, being able to cross a bridge, let alone stand on his own 2 feet and look someone in the eye, they have been huge steps forward. A miracle of sorts, thanks to science and technology.
And now for the weather. Current conditions are partly cloudy skies. The temperature for today is 27 degrees Celsius or 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are a moderate breeze of 15 miles per hour from the east. Seas are moderate with waves of 5 to 7 feet, and small craft operators should exercise caution. The weather forecast for St. Kitts and Nevis for today and tonight will be partly cloudy with a 20% or slight chance of showers. Sunset today will be at 6:10 p.m., sunrise tomorrow at 6:40 a.m. And that brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Jason Davis.